Uh, all right then, Dad. How are we doing?
All right, yeah, fine. In the family, all right.
Not bad, Dad. Yeah, not bad. Only a week to go. So,
That's right. And you'll be over here. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so 4 more days of work and then done for a few weeks anyway. Um, all right. So I guess we got a few things to get into, Dad, later on. But first, at the end of the last week's episode, we started talking about Russia. You said, was it Germany or was it Russia that had outlawed
It was Russia, Russia.
LGBTQ? It was Russia, but also in the news this week was about
Uganda,
Uganda
yeah.
and basically activists in Uganda appealing to overturn a draconian anti-gay law, which for some people they get the death penalty, Dad.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, that's going a bit too far.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but to be honest, the it is going too far. One of the things that you get the death penalty for, that is sex with animals. Which if you have sex with animals, you can get the death penalty. I'm not for the death penalty, but having sex with animals who can't consent, I think, yeah, there's something wrong with you, Dad. That's a horrible
Well, of
crime, right?
course it. Yeah, of course it. I mean,
And the
yeah,
other one,
yeah.
I think, was having sex with disabled people, which having gay sex with disabled people, which that just seems ridiculous. You might be in love with someone who's blind, right? And
Yeah,
you have the death penalty for that. So I think, obviously that's ridiculous, that, isn't it?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you think it's too far what's happening in Uganda, but in Russia, Dad, what do you think about that situation?
Well, no, it's up to I mean, it's up to these governments what they want, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, the queers want everything. They want, once they get the thing, then they want to get married in church. They're trying to get the law to suit themselves.
Well, my first question to that, Dad, would be why shouldn't they? Shouldn't the law protect
Well,
everybody?
no, no, no. They should never be able to get married in church. No, no,
Oh yeah,
no.
that's different, Dad. You're talking about getting married in church. We've had this conversation, and I suppose, that's a separate thing. I'm not religious, Dad, so I don't. Of course, I think they should be able to, because it doesn't make any sense not to be able to. But talking about in Russia, they raided all these gay clubs and saunas where gay people frequent, that, and so I mean,
Well,
you
no,
think.
no. No, it's no. That's fair enough. If that what the government, yeah, yeah. But I mean, they're
But
clamping down on them. Why not?
well,
No.
here's what I would ask you, Dad, is when you say if they're the government, shouldn't the people decide that? Why should the government decide, what is that all of a sudden, no, oh, it's being gay
Well,
is
our
illegal.
government decides the way we should live, don't they? Our government decides how way we should live.
Yeah, but people vote for them and you can vote them out of power, Dad. That's democracy. Russia doesn't have a democracy, does it? Putin is in power forever until he dies or is killed.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a bit different, Dad, isn't it? Would you support Putin all of a sudden saying vegans will be thrown in prison?
No, no.
No, exactly. I mean, obviously, because it impinges on people's human right, Dad, right? Um, I mean, there's lots. So I mean, for you, it's basically a religious thing, Dad, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. Like, why especially do
Well,
you
it
think?
does. I mean, it's just look, everybody's got their own feelings, and they should be able to say what they think.
Right?
It's a
And
democratic society. Now, I don't believe in queers, right?
and Dad, I 110% respect your right, your human right to have free
It
speech.
makes me when I see that on Coronation Street, that vicar kissing his boyfriend, it just makes me cringe. You know
Well,
what I
okay,
mean?
well, that's fine. There might be gay people listening to this, and they might listen to you, and they might be cringing, Dad. Right? That's fine. You can say what you like, but surely that means that they can kiss someone who they feel that they want to, right? Or doesn't
No,
it? I don't know.
well,
If
well, not in public. Not in public. No, no.
Okay, so it's well, if heterosexual people, a man and a woman, can kiss in public, why shouldn't a man and a man or a woman and a woman be able to kiss in
Because I
public?
don't think it's right. Because I don't think man should go with a man in sexual ways. I don't think so. No.
Yeah, and that's fine then. I don't, that's your opinion, and no one's trying to take that opinion away from you. But what you're saying is you would support the government taking away the freedoms of people because you disagree with it. Now, isn't that the opposite of what you've just said?
No, I'm saying they lead their own life. Don't get it interfere with other people's lives, right?
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. And it's simple as that. And as long as they don't keep on going and trying to get married in church, and they keep on trying, I hope they never succeed.
Well, they have succeeded, haven't they? Don't they? Can't they get married in churches?
No,
Yeah.
they can't. No, no,
They can't in the UK, can they?
no.
But I mean, do you not see though, Dad? You're saying like on the one hand, you're saying, you want to have free speech and respect people's opinions and that everyone should be able to have their own opinion. But then you're saying that you want to stop people doing what they're doing. They're not hurting anyone, Dad. They might offend people,
Oh no!
but
Don't say they don't hurt anybody. They do. They
who?
do. I mean, when I was a child, I was by a queer. I was offended by a queer. So don't say they don't do these kind of things. They do.
Well, oh yeah, I'm not saying that there are no people who are gay that commit crimes. Of course there are, Dad. If okay, let's try it. Name me one famous gay paedophile, Dad.
Luke, I just don't. I don't think it's right for a man to go with a man. A man putting his prick up another man's ass. That's completely. That's not sex.
Well, I
That
mean,
that's debauchery. No, no.
oh,
It's awful,
and
awful.
I can understand. Well, I don't agree with you. I can understand how someone born in 1937 would feel that way. Then that's what this podcast's about, right? You were born in 1937. I was born in 1977. So of course we're going to have differences, and that's fine, right? That's why I hope it's interesting. But
No, it just shows you it's going. It's going worse because you know, it's just going worse all the time.
well, I mean, again, that's from your perspective. From my perspective, it's getting better all the time. Because I agree that people should be free to do whatever they want to do as long as it doesn't
Oh
hurt
yeah, yeah,
anybody else.
yeah. Well, you come into that when you're talking about animals. Oh, are they free to? Oh yeah, they're free to go. They go with animals. Yeah,
No, no,
you
no, no,
know,
no,
it
no,
won't
no,
be long
Dad,
before
Dad,
it
Dad,
won't be long before that law's passed. You know what I mean?
listen, Dad, listen
It's
to what
getting that. It's getting that bad. You'll probably agree to that in future years.
no, listen to what I just said, Dad. I said I will protect people's rights to do whatever they want as long as it doesn't hurt somebody else, as long as there's no victim, right? If there's a victim, then you're not free to do whatever you want. If I want to go and prick up another man's ass and he wants me to, that's fine. Who should be able to tell me
Well,
what
no,
to do?
well, I don't.
Now,
I don't think that's
but
right.
if I'm going to
I just
go and
don't. I
kill an
don't.
animal,
I'll never think it's right. No,
oh,
no, no.
and that's fine, Dad. Nobody cares. Honestly, young people really don't care.
Well,
But
no, because I know I've got my own views, and I'm allowed to say my own views.
totally,
I
Dad. Of
keep it to
course, of
myself, and
course.
that's it.
Of course you are. And you're also allowed to get married in church, and you're also allowed, if you're lucky enough, to go and kiss some woman in the street. But what you're trying to say is that people
Well,
who are
no, no,
gay, they
because I
shouldn't
believe
be
it.
able to.
I believe in God, and a man is with a woman, not a man with a man. Right? How do you get children? Man going with man, and a woman going. How do you get children then, Simon? If everybody was the same, how do you get children?
Well, not everyone's not the same, Dad, are they?
Oh
That's the
no, I
point.
do.
That's the
I'm
whole
saying
point.
if they were if you agree, how do you get children?
Well, I mean, to be honest, Dad, we're at the stage now where we can
Well,
actually
you
make.
get like when you've got money like that pianist, you can adopt them, can you? Things like that. Yeah?
Oh no, I mean your point, Dad. I of course I agree with it. If every single person on Earth was gay, we would go extinct, right? So I get your point, but what I'm trying to say is everyone on Earth is not gay, and they're
Well,
not
no,
going to
it's
be
just
gay.
that's what I'm saying. It's not natural.
But all right,
It's it's made. A man is made to with a woman to mate with a woman, not to mate with a man.
I mean, if you're talking about pro recreation, Dad, yeah, of course that for now, men and women are the
But
only
no,
way.
but people, they get it gets worse and worse. And like I'm saying, it gets that bad. You'll allow them to go with animals. You know, it's getting worse.
But Dad, I've got
The
to.
life, it's getting worse.
All right, we've got to talk about this though, Dad, right? Because you're likening two gay people who love each other to a man with a dog or a horse or whatever. A man with a horse or a dog is raping that animal, Dad, right? That's rape because there's no consent. An animal it's impossible for an animal to give his or her consent to a
No,
human
that's why.
being.
But I'm saying it's getting that bad. You
Yeah.
probably allow that in years to come. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, okay. Why do you think that when you look at the world today, Dad, 10, 15, 20 years ago, veganism wasn't even on the agenda. Now it's becoming mainstream. Obviously, the way things are going is people are having more and more compassion for each other, Dad, right? So why do you think all of a sudden we're just going to flip and start raping dogs and cats and mice? That's probably not going to happen, Dad, right?
Look, I can remember in Rio de Janeiro when the queer, when they meet the queers, and I think there was about 50. Going back, there was about 50 celebrated. Now there's millions.
I know, and you see that as a negative. For me, I'd love to go to Rio, Dad, and join in the fun with people who've been oppressed for forever, Dad. These gay people have not felt they've not been able to express them true selves, Dad, for so many years, and suddenly now they can, and I'm so happy about that, Dad.
Well, no, they don't. Well, I'm not. I don't think it's a thing to celebrate. No, no.
All right, well, let's go back when you said about you got molested, I suppose, or somebody tried to molest you when you were a young kid in Manchester, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Gave me
Now,
some sweets. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, so my question to you about that, Ed, is like you seem to think that all kiddie fiddlers are gay, but that's not the case, is it? That's why I asked you how many famous gay kiddie fiddlers, pedophiles, do you know? Can you name? I don't think you can name one. But if I ask you to name a famous heterosexual pedophile, you'll be able to, right? Try a gay pedophile, Dad. Try and name one.
Well, I know. I don't go into that.
All right, now try and name me a heterosexual pedophile.
I can't name any of them.
Well,
No.
what about the guy that used to be on? He was a DJ in the club that used to play in Manchester.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jimmy
What's his name?
Savile.
Jimmy Savile, right? Now he was straight. He was straight. He was touching kids up. You could also probably what's his name? You want to be in my gang, my gang, my gang? Gary Glitter. You remember Gary Glitter from the 70s, Dad?
He wasn't straight, Jimmy Savile, isn't he? What are you talking
Jimmy
about?
Savile was touching kids out, girls up and stuff, Dad. It
Well,
was
yeah,
girls.
he was a queer.
Jimmy Savile was into women, girls. He was into young girls. I'm not saying he didn't touch boys, but he was into girls. I don't think he was touching boys. He was into girls, Dad. And the other one I just named to you, Gary Glitter, and what's his name, the Australian one that used to have the wobble
Yeah, but
board, Rolf
they
Harris.
go. Yeah, they go with. They're queers. They go with boys. They go with boys.
Mate, I don't know if Jimmy Savile did that. Let me have a look.
Yeah, and Gary Glitter's another one. Yeah, he went with boys.
I mean, that doesn't. But they were also doing it to girls, Dad, right? They weren't only doing it to. It's not what I'm trying to say to you, Dad. Is it's not because they're gay that they're doing that. They're fucked in the head. They're horrible people that prey on the most vulnerable. It's nothing to do with being gay. And what we were talking about last week, I was saying anybody that hates an entire group of people is a fucking idiot, I said, right? But if you hate all gay people because of one thing that was done to you when you were a kid, what does that make you, Dad, right?
No, I just don't think it's right. Look, I'm not going to change my view.
I'm not trying to get. I don't
A
want you
man,
to change your views, Dad.
Luke, a man should go with a man is made to go with a woman, not a man to go with a man.
All right.
Simple as that. Simple as that. I won't change.
So okay, the 10 command, right? The word of God, Dad. To you, what is the word of God?
A man should go. A man is made to go with a woman.
No. I mean, what is the word of God to you? Is it the 10 commandments, or is it what is it?
Well, no, because I believe there's afterlife. I believe there's a God. Yeah,
I know, but
our creator.
so which to you is more important? The 10 commandments. Can we both agree that God apparently wrote the 10 commandments, right? I don't believe that, but you do believe that,
No,
Dad, right?
Moses.
But he was transcribing what he was told by God, right? Yeah, that's fair. So you shall have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. There's nothing there about being gay. You know, like it seems. You know, I'm serious though, Dad. Like, what if
No,
God
no,
was so?
they're talking a load of bollocks, Simon.
God's talking a load of bollocks then, because I'm just reading out what Moses told me thousands of years ago. You know, I get it in the Bible,
Well,
Dad.
no,
I
but
understand in the Bible there are references saying you shouldn't lie
Liv,
down with another man.
there wouldn't be references in the Bible about that, right?
Well, it could be though, Dad. Right? The Bible was written by men, right? We agree on this, right? They even named it after the people who were writing them, right? Each part of the Bible. So they 2,000 years ago would not have accepted gay people because gay people weren't accepted 2,000 years ago, Dad. So of course the people writing the Bible didn't like gay people. Of course they didn't. They were prejudiced, Dad. They were racist. They had slaves. You know, they weren't very moral
No,
people,
no,
Dad.
no, because that's how it should be, the way it was. Yeah.
What do you mean it should be the way it was? We should have slaves and women should be second
No,
class
no, I'm not
citizens.
talking about the slaves. I'm talking about the queers.
So yeah, but just for this, why do you think that we should go back thousands of years just for this one thing? You know, you can't
Well,
cherry pick, can
it's up
you?
to people if they think it's all right. It's their view. My view, it's not.
Well,
Simple as that.
I'm not trying to take your view away from you, Dad. You're entitled to it, and I would never ever question anyone's right to have their view. I question why you think that because you believe in God that somehow God was against gays. I'm like, well, was he? Why would he have
Well,
been?
no, no, because I just don't think it's not right. As simple as that. It's not right. Look, sex is mainly to have children, to multiply. Right. Now, a man going with a man, you're not going to get that.
No, and
So it's not. So as far as I'm concerned, that is not natural.
yeah, okay, but Dad,
As simple as
also,
that.
yeah,
It's as simple as that. A man with a man you're not gonna get children, so it's not meant to be. It's meant to be a man with a woman. As simple as that, Simon.
oh well, do you have you
No,
never
as simple
mastered?
as that. It's as simple as that. That is the answer.
All right, if it's as simple as that, Dad, are you telling me that you've never masturbated? Are you seriously telling me that you've never had a wank?
Oh, no, of course we have.
Right, because
Women have as well. Women do as well.
of course, Dad, and they do that because it feels good, right? That is natural. It's you chimpanzees masturbate, Dad. All animals. I mean, it feels
No, no,
good.
we're not talking about that, Simon.
Well, we are because you're saying it's not
No,
natural.
we're not. We're not talking about masturbating.
Well,
We're
no, because
talking
you're
about
saying the only reason to have a penis is to stick it in a vagina. That's the absolute only reason.
no, no. I
That's
did
what.
not say that. I said it's made. A man is made to go with a woman, so they have children,
Yeah,
and they get married happily hopefully, and they have children. But
yeah.
two men are not meant to have children.
But is life only about having kids?
Oh
That
no,
what about?
no. But you can It's what I'm saying. It's not natural for two men to go together. Not natural.
Well, as I've pointed out to you before, Dad. Animals, thousands of species of
A man
animals.
can love. I've
Yeah.
had friends, and I love love me men friends. But it doesn't mean to say I'm going to go to bed with them.
Well, they might if they
You
listen to
can
this
love.
podcast,
No,
they're probably not
you
going to
can
want to
love.
go to
You
bed with
can
you,
love.
are they?
I've loved friends in the past, but it doesn't mean to say I'm going to go to bed with them.
Well, no, I know, and you don't have to go to bed with them, Dad. But other people are different to you, right? They're not the same as you.
Well, no. And
Do you?
to me that is not what sex is meant to be.
Hmm.
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get your point about procreation, Dad. Of course, the main reason that we have sex is to, create babies and continue the species, right? But we also, of course, we enjoy seeing other people's bodies. We enjoy the feel of touching our own little willies and rubbing them up and
Of
down.
course, we have. Yeah,
But
we've got all that. Yeah, yeah.
so
Well, that's
why?
probably
All
cool.
right. Well, there's a
That
just
is men's enjoyment, but I can not see any. I cannot see any enjoyment in a man putting his prick up someone else's a man's ass. No, I can't see any
we.
enjoyment in that, Simon.
Well, you can't, and
Well, no,
I'm not a massive fan either,
because
Dad. But
it's not natural for me. Not natural for me.
yeah, and look, and I keep saying that I'm not against you having those views. I find them interesting. What I'm against is people supporting laws that prohibit people from doing what they want to do if it's not impacting on anyone else. I'm against that because that's what the Nazis did, Dad, in World War II. They put hundreds of thousands of gay people in concentration camps and gassed them with the Jewish people.
Yeah, but then you can then you go along and then say, oh, right, it's United States' fault and Britain's fault for going into Afghanistan and going into Iraq. It's their fault. You know, that's our country. You're saying.
What are you talking? Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, what are you? Why was that related to what we're
Well,
talking
no,
about,
I
though?
know, but you're saying about the Germans,
Hmm.
but then you say about US and us, so we're just as bad.
Well, we didn't. I mean, yeah. I mean, very different. Dad. I wouldn't say that the British obviously didn't put 6 million innocent people into ovens and kill them, but we did. We did knowingly. When I say we, the British government did knowingly kill millions and millions of Indians, and they could have stopped it. So yeah, and that's pretty horrible, right? I I mean, I don't get what the point is, though, Dad. Of course, we. What's your point? What I'm saying is that the Germans killed hundreds of thousands of gay people, Dad. Um, Killing people, arresting people for doing what they want to do, taking away people's freedoms. That's not a good thing, Dad, is it?
No, no.
But that's what you're calling for. If you're saying that I support the British government coming out with a new law saying that people who are gay can be arrested and put in prison.
No, we're not. We're not. There's no law about Britain doing that.
No, but last week you said that you would support the British
I
government.
did not. I did not. I said I wouldn't. I would not go on a thing to. If they did that, I would
Yeah.
not go on an exhibition to stop it.
Uh,
I would not. Right. That's what I said.
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did.
If
That's
they
what you
did
said. Yeah,
that, if they made it
yeah.
law, I wouldn't go on these marches to stop it.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, so what you're saying is essentially by saying that you would support it, right? You wouldn't.
Well, no,
You know.
I would not. I wouldn't do anything.
But I mean, a lot of Nazis didn't do anything, Dad, as well, and a lot of people, myself included, think that they could have helped to stop what was going on, and they didn't, Dad, right? So they're kind of complicit in what happened, aren't they? The same as Israelis today are complicit in what's happening in Gaza, unless they speak out about it, Dad, right? I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's what I felt, Dad, and I just think support or not coming out
But
and
no,
supporting your fellow
you see,
citizens.
everybody's got their own views. You've got your own views. I've got my own views, Simon. So, um, as long as we don't abuse them views, there's nothing wrong with it.
But yeah, I'm not saying there is that, but when you're kind of endorsing, if you're not supporting, you're endorsing laws that take away people's freedoms. I can't be down with that, Dad. Right? It's a bit, you know, I would support your right to do whatever you wanted to do, Dad. Right? I wouldn't like to see smoking cigarettes outlawed. I wouldn't like to see eating animals outlawed.
Well,
To be
no,
honest,
no. Well, I would, because it's like you've been saying, and money talks. The reason they've known for ages and ages that smoking is bad, but they don't stop it. The governments don't stop it because they want the money from it. Now, I would agree to that if they outlawed it. Yes, of course I would,
I
because
mean,
it'd be good for people.
yeah, and of course I get it, and I would also support. Of course, I'd love everyone to go vegan, Dad, but I don't enjoy telling people what they can do. Although there's a difference between smoking, you damage
Yeah,
your
but
own.
you've got to have a law, Sam. In other words, you're saying rule, but there shouldn't be any laws. They
No,
should
no,
be
no,
able
no,
to
no,
do what
no,
they want to. No, you're saying that people should be able to do anything they want. No, you're wrong, Pete.
no. It's
You've
not.
got to have laws.
Listen to the words I'm saying. If you don't hurt anybody apart from yourself, I support people's right to do whatever they want to do. If there's a victim, then it's different, which is why I'm vegan. So in a way, you're
Well,
saying,
there is victim smoking. Of
yeah,
course, there's victim.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
that's fine if you want.
yeah, yeah. So there is victims. You can say the government should have stopped it because they're killing people.
All right, would you be happy if the government stopped drinking, banned drinking, Dad?
If they stopped it,
If they banned it and said it's illegal to drink alcohol now?
well, because that's bad for you, mean?
Well, it is bad for you, isn't it?
It is
Drinking is
bad for
bad for
some
you.
people.
Yeah,
It
well, it
is bad
is.
for some. It is bad for some people because they drink. They don't know when to stop.
Well, I mean, drinking is bad for you, Dad. I mean, it reduces your longevity. Reduces your life. I know that, but I do it anyway, and that's up to me. It's my life, right? I wouldn't want to stop somebody else if there's no victim. If there's a
Well, no,
victim, that's different.
yeah, if drinking in moderation is all right, but then it's like smoking in moderation.
Exactly,
In
exactly,
moderation.
exactly. If you're only putting your dick in someone's ass in moderation, probably all right, Dad, isn't
Oh
it?
no, 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 no! Don't come that way. Don't come
Oh, I
that
won't come that
way.
way, no.
No, 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 no,
But
because
you know what I'm
that's with
saying, though, Dad, isn't it? I
moderation.
mean, the
No, no.
moderation thing. Anyway, Dad, we've done about 30 minutes. If you want to go into like some extra news, do you?
Right now, the water boards. Oh, it's happening. All these water boards. I just don't know what. Why can't the government stop it? Listen to this now. In United Utilities, they've been voted one of the best for the clean water. Right, so it's one of the best. But there's two people that works for the whistleblowers. As long as they didn't show pictures of them, right? Said, yeah, what they do is they've got their own inspectors, not outside inspectors, their own inspectors. So when there's no flood of pollution going into the rivers and the sea, they check it then, right? So then they give them a number 4 clearance. A number 4 clearance that doesn't go against them at all. It's the 1, 2, and 3 clearance that does,
Yeah.
right? So they've got their own inspector. They're covering up. And that's just one. That's United now, and they were voted the best. Now another one. Now, what was that? Oh, London docks, untreated sewage, 2 hours 20 minutes, 5 million tons of sewage dumped into the Mersey. 5 million into the Mersey. Ah, it's this article, Windermere. Oh, and another article, Windermere, 2 hours sewage dumped. 2 hours dumped, right? Then the southeastern water sparks fury by announcing big payout to shareholders, 2.3 million dividend. And the losses grew from 12.7 million to 18.1 million, right? That's the losses. And they're giving shareholders 2.3 million. Now, I've always thought it's a gamble to buy shares. Am I right or not?
Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, but it is a gamble, that, isn't it?
Right.
It
Well,
should be anyway.
I mean, for in the water boards, it's not. I mean, you might as well buy shares in them because, and this is another right. Thames
But Dad,
Water.
before you go on, can I just jump in there? The reason why the water boards, why there's no risk involved, is because it's each, unlike the electric and the gas, who can compete with each other all over Britain. Wherever you live, there's only one supplier of water, Dad, right? So that's a monopoly. So they can do whatever they want. They don't have to, you
No,
know.
but the government should stop it.
Oh, of course they should, Dad. How could they?
I mean, the finer 1.6. What I forget what it is. They fine them. It's a big fine, anyway. But that's nothing because it'll cost them 65 billion to put the matter right. So they'd rather pay a paltry £15,000 fine or £150,000 fine, right?
Yeah,
Now, here's another one. Thames Water has seen pollution rise from 2.7 to 2.57 in 6 months. That's the pollution, right? 500 million was invested by shareholders, but concerns that it was not by the shareholders, it was made by the company.
mm.
So they're saying that the shareholders put the money in, but it wasn't. It was the company. So shareholders in the water boards, they've got nothing to worry about because they get bumper payouts and they're losing money. They're all losing money.
Well, that's the point I'm making to you, Dad. The whole thing about privatization was, but before privatization, you had one company, and that's where you got your. It was owned by the people, and that's where you got your electric, your water, gas from, right? And then they opened it up so people could compete. They said by doing this, the price will come down and the service will improve, right? Now, of course, that's impossible to do, right? But with the water, that didn't happen. Dad, they carried on with the same one company, which is a monopoly, right? So they don't have that competition with water companies. That so if you invest in a water company, everybody has no choice but to turn on their taps. That so of course you're guaranteed to make money, right? If you invest
Yeah,
in a
but
water company.
they're all losing money. That's the thing. And Thames is the worst of all. Thames Water Board. They owe billions. They
But they're
do
still paying out to the
millions,
shareholders, right?
and they're still paying. That's what I can't. I just cannot understand. I've worked in when I was a cashier's clerk in shares and things like that, and I always thought that it's a gamble. And if the company is making money, you get good dividends. But if
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
losing money, how can you get good dividends when you're losing money?
Oh, I know. I agree with you, Dad. I mean, look at the 2008
I just can't
financial.
understand it.
Well, look at the 2008 financial crash, Dad. All the banks they went bankrupt because they were fucking up and they were investing in all these shady mortgages and stuff, right? What happens? If you go bankrupt, you should go bankrupt, right? Then everyone who's invested in that company should lose their money, right? That's how capitalism is supposed to work. But what happened was the taxpayers
Oh,
bailed them
we
out.
bailed them out. We bailed them
Exactly. So
out.
it's
Yeah.
like it's capitalism for the people. It's man eat man, dog eat dog world for us. But for the corporations, oh no, we can't allow them to fail. They're too big. It's bullshit. That the whole thing is bullshit. And
Well, no, the government should do something about the water boards. I mean, they're all owing millions. I mean, they should take it over. Like, I mean, they keep on putting all this into the sea and all the fish are dead in the rivers and things like that. They should stop that. The government should stop it.
oh yeah,
But
you're not going to
it's
find
going to
any
cost.
disagreement, Dad. But I don't
But it's
think
going to
they're
cost
going.
65 billion to put it right. Well, the water boards don't want to pay that. They'd rather pay the fines.
No, of course not, and that's how they pay their investors back, right? Because they're not paying for any of the infrastructure. That it happens with
Yeah,
all
they're
the ways,
losing
Dad.
money. How can they pay bumper dividends? I can't understand this at all.
Because the system that we're operated under, Dad, capitalism is corrupt to fuck. I mean, can you not understand that? It's fucking the whole thing is corrupt. This is how it's supposed to be, Dad. It's
No, because
not
I was always
an
thought that
anomaly.
people told me when I was young, it's a gamble to buy shares in a company because if they do well, you do well.
Yeah.
But They never told me that if he's losing money, you get bumper payouts.
No, it's a joke, Dad. I hope people wake up to that. You know, it's a fucking disgrace. We've only got a few minutes left, Dad. One little fun bit of news to finish on. I thought.
Oh no. But what about your mate, Keir Starmer, saying that? She's a wonderful woman, Margaret Thatcher was.
We told this was a few weeks ago, wasn't it, Dad?
Yeah. Well, union bashing, the poll tax, mass privatisation, vindictive destruction of the mining industry, leading to inequality, hunger, and misery.
Yeah,
the real legacy of Thatcher.
I know, but the thing is,
how does Keir Starmer think she's wonderful?
I don't think he does that. I think he's trying to cozy up to the Murdoch and Paul Dacre press, the Daily Mail, the Sun. He wants their support, right? So he's trying to show that he's not this left-wing militant like Jeremy Corbyn, essentially, right? I don't think he does believe that. I don't like the guy. Of course I would vote for him. What about the Trump thing, Dad? Did you see that?
Something about pieces of his coat when he was to pay for his expenses, legal expenses.
Yeah. Oh, this guy, man, he's something else, Dad, isn't he? He's selling.
He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire, isn't he?
Well, he's not. That's the thing. That's why he's in court for now, Dad, isn't it? Because he's been lying about how much money he's worth. He's actually worth a lot less than what he was. He's not as successful as he's been making out. But he's
got millions, hasn't he?
Oh, hundreds of millions probably, yeah. But he's got a lot of debt, I assume. He's got
$100 million.
$4,600, Dad, to and people get to go and have a meal with him and stuff. It's ridiculous. He's
I can't understand why people are so gullible though to pay for it as well.
I was thinking though, Dad, $4,600. That's not a lot of money to go and have dinner with the president, right? I wouldn't mind going and just fucking sitting with him and just asking him some really uncomfortable questions, like, you know. I don't think he'd get it, but anyway. But that's basically all we got time for this week, Dad. So I'll get it off to you as soon as possible, and I'll see you next Thursday for the last one before you get back. All right. Have a good weekend, Dad.
Yeah, same to you, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Nice one, Dad. Take it easy, man.
Okay.
Ta-ra,
bye, everyone.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.